Thought I saw one right away. Yeah, 1 second. Again, I apologize if I end up having a slow start. I noticed the mail delivery. Not that I'm waiting. Well, actually, I am kind of. I don't know if it's going to come special delivery or not, and I don't know if it's going. I don't think it's going to be here yet, but I saw them going down the other side of the street. So by now they could be coming up this side. I'm also kind of multitasking. But we'll see how this do. I like the topic idea. Hopefully you will too. Hey, there's a pen sitting here that you could have easily gotten. Wow. It looks like it's gotten windier over since I've been out, but definitely that snow and freezing rain, and it's still fairly cool down. Oh, we got a like already. I wasn't even here. I hope that's not why. I'm going to say likely not, but if so, just never follow us again, you stupid twerp. For lack of a different way to put it, but that's when they pick up. But I don't want to test that theory too much. I don't think I'm that unlikable. And just kind of a statement that I made, but I do have to put laundry in the dryer in a moment too, and it's kind of like go back and there's like 15 likes. No, just kidding. Okay, we don't need to believe that. Oh, Sonny's being so good, hey? Yeah, you're so good in the hood. Oh, little puppy wuppy. Actually, speaking of inventions, I have one in mind. I don't want to forget it, and I think I have something over on the couch that might remind me of it, actually. That sometimes isn't on the couch. Sometimes I don't even know where it is because of kind of sad state of affairs lately, but in some ways, but we could say, but yeah, now I'm just kind of wondering because I'd like to catch it while we get it, and then I don't have to worry about sitting in the mailbox. We live on the corner, a busy corner, and but yeah, I don't know exactly how fast she's going to be. Sit down a bit there. It's just I don't want the stuff from the washing machine to sit in there too long. Okay, he got past the jeans and the baking bag. I think it is done. There's not much in there. Just because, I don't want it to start getting moldy. I don't know how long it would take, but I'm in an area I don't often do podcasts in. I'm not even sure how the connection would be down here. We have this thing with an electrical cord. Not plugged in, but still sitting on top of the dryer. What view do I want to give you? Just for something a little different, let's give you this one. Ooh, that's the Twilight Zone. It looks like it. I don't know. Not that I entirely know what that means. I haven't seen a lot of those movies, but speaking of, if there's any vintage movie poster collectors or people that are really into meditation, we're in the right part of the house and can hook you up. Either way, you've got a view to look at while I do this. Well, I'll give you a view. Just kidding. Where are the dryer sheets? Did they just fall off when you put the bike? If not, then what the heck? I'm pretty sure we have a pretty full box. Just carry them under the towel? Doesn't look like it. Bizarre. I don't remember finishing the box of them. What the heck? Huh. Well, I don't know if I could put them in there without the dryer sheets. Okay, well, I've been reading this one down here. I didn't bring water. We got 21 minutes. So I'll show you something from watching. Not that everybody's watching, but coming towards the light. On repeat. Just on repeat. When there's talented musicians they could hire, and it's just, sometimes it's very long, and dare I tell you what that line was for? Because it'd be even sadder if you know. It's a loosely defined crisis line, and the only reason is because, as there were 2 viewers and they left, is because actually you probably have seen down here, because the other person who posts to this channel, not often, especially these days, but has posted down here. But I don't know what kind of views you've seen. Actually, I'm going to call him for a moment. But yeah, just for people that see this, you know, before it gets posted, or rather, see this after it gets posted, either during or after, you know. Anywho, as far as the title goes, what I mean by kosher is like not stuff that is like really disturbing. Well, I don't know. I was going to say really disturbing. I guess that's up for definition. Or as we get 2 viewers, I would say anything that's super kind of techy that might cause people tech anxiety. Because, yeah, we don't need that. But that being said, the one that kind of came to my mind while I was out and about today, and has in the past too, as viewers go, is kind of in that realm. It's tap credit cards. Because anybody can find them and start tapping. Start spending. As long as the money's there, and even if it's not, maybe go into debt or overdraft, you know. It's odd design. Or an odd setup. Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes at one time is the most I would wait anyway. Today is Tuesday, right? Yeah, so actually today's not even the day that I would talk to that guy. Anyway, and it's 2 o'clock, which means that it's 4 o'clock a.m. there. 2 o'clock p.m. here. I'm going to give Glenn a call, the other person who owns this channel, and actually the original owner of it. But we have our reasons why we do it this way. Ooh, that's a neat looking one. Lots of... I was a pause slightly when I called before it started going. Interesting. Marks in that one. Hi, how's it going? Not about to go on your lunch yet? Oh, right, yeah, you are. Yeah, I guess you'll be, you're stopping at home first, with the, or at least bringing the bike in there. Okay, so you'll be home soon then. Okay, I was just going to put some laundry in the dryer, and I don't see the dryer sheets on the top. I don't remember using them up, did you? Odd. Okay, I don't know if I could put them in without it. Oh, right. Well, if it sits for a while, it'll be fine then. Okay, yeah, I don't know why they would have been moved, but okay, well, we'll talk to you later then. Okay, bye. And they weren't moved, and he didn't use them up, so who's taking the dryer sheets? But, like, the pants I'm kind of wanting for Saturday. And, you know, just good to have this stuff dry. so this machine's going to be noisy. I don't know if I should put it in for as long or not. Now it's a little bit hard to go back upstairs in the slippery things that I'm wearing, but they keep my feet warm. Whoops. As slippers would do. Curious to hear what that sounds like on the thing. I mean, probably much like it does in person, but... Okay. I think that the title could draw people in, which is and isn't the intent. Wait, he's going to be... actually, he's going to be home very soon. I think he said his appointment was at 3 or 3:30. It's 2 o'clock here now. It was unclear whether he's just dropping off his bike and then walking over or what. And if I should walk with him and the dog. I mean, I did do all that walking earlier today. A little bit more than I'm kind of used to lately. It's just a Pullman Elster. It was actually sitting kind of loose on the top for the most part. It almost didn't look like it was going to bleed. But, yeah, so, I don't know. It's not terrible out. Part of me wants to. I mean, we can't go all the way with him, but the dog usually understands that pretty quickly. And then gets him out for his walk. And that, so I don't know. But at the moment we don't have anybody viewing, so that's why. And I also kind of didn't really have a lot of ideas other than the kind of main ones. So if people aren't commenting, then yeah, I mean, I could try and think of them, but I am a little bit distracted. So this might also be a part 2 where it's kind of like, you know, we cover more of them later. But I wouldn't mind kind of getting some of the thoughts that are kind of floating through my head addressed as well. I mean, it's a mutual support kind of channel for the most part. So, but that requires people to be here. I mean, yeah, he's going to be home soon, but the one thing I'm thinking about, I don't know if I want to talk with him about it. As long as I'm feeling up to it, it's not far. School's already just letting I think it's soon. Speaking, how are you doing today? That's not very interesting. His voice sounds even different than usual, but maybe it's just a bit sore. Yeah, I tried about 1:30 and it's 2 o'clock now. I do feel that he kind of did adjust his... I forget how it was that he sounded creepy when he had to phone a particular person that works in a particular place. But I do feel like he kind of has adjusted. I don't reach him very often, but... Oh, I might not be... Well, it's mild enough out that I might be able to go in shorts, even though it's still winter and I might get some looks and I don't need feeling good, but, you know, I also don't really care. But, yeah, because my... well, I do have another pair of jeans, but... I'll have to see if they're on the dryer with all those towels that I just took out that were put in there from the previous day. And if they're not, then... if they're not on those chairs or if there's too much stuff on top of them, then, yeah, I might have to go in shorts. But I get warm pretty easily. Anyway, weird and silly inventions. Viewer left. Sorry, I get distracted sometimes. Just, I'd forgotten that he had that appointment, and I don't have to walk with him, but go walk with him and the dog might be alright. Not that I haven't been outside today, but I could have done it yesterday had I had the money, but I don't know what the weather for the rest of the week is, but yeah, I do think it has some muscle here. I think it almost feels like it's a bit more firm since carrying that parcel earlier. So yes, this video, feel free to weigh in the comments. I thought of one, I've thought of others in the past, but it's about silly or stupid inventions. Nothing that's like sketchy, tech-wise or anything like that, or really, really disturbing, but just weird inventions, as the viewer goes. The invention of indicating the ones that don't have an attention span or care to stay longer than 5 seconds when that happens. Just kidding. No offense. But you'd be the opposite if you stayed longer, and you'd be even more the opposite if you commented and liked. No, I mean, I already did get one like within 15 minutes, but but it's really hit and miss. But you know what? There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. I keep reminding myself that and some people are just scrolling by and they stop for a moment. They don't let they go by initial but don't sometimes let it sit in very long, and then yeah. But yes, stupid or silly inventions that are not super disturbing or kind of related. I mentioned one. I mentioned it again because somebody tuned in, but then they left. So stay tuned because I might do a better version of this later when I'm less distracted and when I've thought of more. Like, it's not hard to think of them. I often think, that it'd be so easy just to patent something. I just don't know the steps and I don't know the cost. And the latter might be the hindrance. But it'd be so easy just because people, one person talking to another person, kind of thing. People will take anything that's available. They will always speak to somebody. So some people are very diverse, dynamic. Some people are very niche. Some people like a lot of stuff, like say, and some people don't. But I don't watch a lot of Shark Tank, Dragon's Den. In the past, I've watched it a bit, but I don't really watch it very much. I'm just waiting on hold here. And while I'm doing so, and I don't have to do this call now either, but I'm just waiting on hold. But yeah, so if there's any kind of, like I say, I started to sound redundant or repetitive, but like somebody just tuned in and I don't know if they've previously been here. So, like I said, this is about stupid or silly inventions. Not necessarily super disturbing, nothing tech-related, but they're like, well, that's all I know about. And it's true, I guess, as far as not disturbing, that could depend on who you ask. It's very true. But I'm asking you, and what do you think is not disturbing? Kind of thing. But nobody's here at the moment, so whatever. It's a bit disturbing listening to this whole music forever. So, yes, is the person that's here now someone who's been here before? Because if not, say the brief little spiel. Otherwise, I mean, the title's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm a little particular with this particular one, I guess. But they left. I'm just going to go quickly check something. But I'm also going to look around. There's got lots of packs. 6 packs right there. No, 6-pack. I'm just also going to look there might be some in here. In that magazine, but while I'm out here, I don't know if I'll keep it. But it is mild enough that I could do it. It's got quite a bit more windy out, but that was actually expected, as well as possible drizzle. And yeah, he is doing the walk there and back, so part of me does want to, I saw the menu and thought it was a bunch of comments. Part of me does want to, get the walk in, and he can't bring the dog into the dentist easily. So, although I did once when I was coming to pay the rest of some money or whatever. But, yes, it's windy. And I do have hair lights. I don't think it would actually be acceptable to go out. And I don't know where those other jeans are. They weren't in the hamper, and the other ones are in the dryer now. May not be done in time. But either way, I mean, if I had the choice, if I don't have to go out in the wind, kind of rather not. But we got a magazine. It's like a... We run a small home-based business, and I think that's why he gets it. But it's kind of like office supplies, this and that. And we've literally 2 days in a row, very strange, gotten one in the mail. Although, I don't know if that has anything to do with the postal strike. And if I'm looking for ideas, I might find some in here. But I'm just kind of multitasking a little bit, multi-focused. But I got this idea. I thought it was good. So I'm rolling with it. Member and super chat messages. I don't know what that is. I mean, all messages. Okay, that's the best option. So yeah, as you can see by the title, again, sorry if I sound like I'm repetitive, but it indicates that there's one viewer at the top at the moment, and I'm not sure if you've previously been here in this video. But basically, yeah, stupid or silly inventions that are not super disturbing. I know that's up for definition, but you know, they're not too disturbing. And that's when they lose you. It seems like. I know there are a lot of disturbed people out there, so maybe they just want to talk about disturbed ones, but you're on the wrong channel. I mean, again, it's up for definition, I suppose, but it's funny because I was actually talking, Bibbidi Bop, is that Devil and Tundra? I don't know. I was just talking about that band in a cover that they have in the previous one. Now, the dog just sat down, so, but he's not very settled yet, so if I got up, he might as well, and then I have a break. Just kidding. He might get into something. I kind of don't want to repeat myself though, but the thing is I kind of do too, because when somebody comes in and they haven't heard me say that yet, I mean, I can only do as best as I can do, but I can do my best. It's kind of like I don't necessarily want to see comments on things that, you know, because I'm one of those that, and it's so common, it really is, you know, that can't unsee or hear something. You know, it's just, you know, out of sight, out of mind only kind of works for me, but I'm more of an insight, sometimes in, sometimes out of mind. Sometimes out of body, just kidding. But, well, sometimes. Sorry if I'm giving you a certain view there. I got my nail too short on my one toe, and I tried to put a bandage on it, but it didn't stay on. And I'm trying to decide if I should put another one on it or not. But, yes, aside from the title, I am open to talking mostly about other topics. If you have a question for me, or just other topics, possibly song ideas, and we get two people, the second person just tuned in, and whatever the second person heard as they came in, you know, feel free to comment whatever comes to mind. That's one. But yeah, I could kind of give you a starting point. I'm really thinking of just recycling this one magazine. I really am. Two. Because we got both of them. We don't really have the money to go spending on this stuff, and most of it we don't need. And it's not even the kind of stuff that would be good for collaging with, that I could say. And some of these might be good inventions. Like if I was to put this in the form of a question, perhaps, what are some interesting inventions for the workplace? Or, for the workplace. That, interesting or stupid. Let's go with that. Or both. But yeah, I'm flipping through this. I just saw what looked like a box of Kleenex. Why are they getting rid of that? Dispenser box, okay. Don't Kleenexes usually already come in a box? Yeah, in fact, I have some right here. But, you know, that's for when you get stuffed up, when your nose, right? But, like I needed to define. Anywho, so I'll be right back to see any comments. I just have to quickly run upstairs. And yeah, and I don't know where those other jeans went. But anyway, not both of you is right. Okay, we'll meet you up there. Here's wings after back home. I think they're carrying that big bucket of mail. Everybody else you get big making things like that. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's much delivery either. I found something else. Also, you could say, can't remember. I was gonna say either interesting, but I kind of did say that. Things that work interestingly or packaged interestingly could also be another one. Like and certain things. Are you convinced, or do you feel fairly strongly that they are packaged by a person or a machine? I don't know. It's just kind of interesting topics I'm thinking of rolling through my head amongst different stress that I've got going on too. Yes, it's kind of serving as a distraction, but not entirely intentionally. We had someone there briefly, but they went. Is this too mind bending? Is this too maybe too vast a topic? I don't know. Hi, Sunny. How are you? Glenn, you will actually be home soon, and you get to give kisses, but you won't be able to go for your walk yet. Yeah, it's gotten quite a bit windier out. Maybe not the windiest it could be, but I think 40 kilometer winds, I believe it said. That's when I looked last night. You say if I don't have to go, I'd rather not. What I could do is start heading that direction a little bit after he's went there, and maybe see him as he's finishing. Or have him call me when he's finished, and I'll meet him halfway. Actually, that's a good idea. Where's my... Oh, it's right there. Meet me halfway on this video, why don't you? Anybody that's wondering, that's watching this afterwards, it's just chapstick. Not that it should hugely matter, but yeah. And sometimes I don't give it much on. End up putting it on not long after. So, aside from the title, well, I've got another item that kind of I've used a form of today, and that kind of came to mind. Um, Transparent band-aids. I understand ones that they try to make like the color of, you know, a non-foreign person's skin. I guess it's true. What's the point of transparent? I mean, obviously there's still the pad, and you couldn't see anything gross unless it comes off or whatever. But what's the point of that? I don't know. And the person left, so they're like, "Oh yeah, I needed to go buy band-aids, or I needed to go put on a band-aid." Like I say, got to make some comedy out of it, you know. And even though it is frustrating, and none of us should enjoy it, and anybody who posts videos, well, some people aren't as attentive to it, or don't focus on it, or are more scripted or whatever. But you know, probably get annoyed by it as well. Um, and I mean, it's just like, well, I mean, in a way, it happens in real life. I mean, you're out and about, you're not necessarily going to talk to somebody, but if somebody was saying something to you, you'd very rarely ignore them and turn in another direction, right? So, you're like, yeah, I do it all the time. What are you talking about? You don't know me. You don't know the one who sings to you at night. Next time I am near a pen, that sounds funny. I know there's one on the counter, but there's one out here too. I'll cross some stuff off that. Yeah, and as far as the person that liked earlier in the comment I made for anybody who's still watching, I mean, it's very possible that, one, it was accidental, two, they were just showing support, three, they've liked in the past, so they figured, okay, sure. I'm sure it's not you're singing when you're not being asked to sing, though, eh, Sonny? Yeah. You've had all your needs met. You get your other walk soon. Honestly, it's a little too early for you to walk, so your system might not be ready for it. Plus, school just let out, so it's kind of busy in the area. But yeah, so as far as the title goes, any ideas? Feel free to put them in the comment. Or if there's another thing you'd like to talk, anything else you'd like to talk about, let me laugh. I mean, this kind of thing is very much kind of a anything can be pretty much, but a kind of. I mean, it would either be me sitting here rattling off goofy inventions, which I guess could work, but to me it makes more sense, especially with something like this. I'm not just saying that because I want to have chat, but put them back and forth. And I don't know if it's been the same person's been here for 2 or 3 times in the past 40-ish, almost 40 minutes, but if there's any comments, they're not showing up, and I'm kind of surprised because, you know, I'm not even really asking for advice, I'm just asking for damn inventions. Anyway, I'm just being touchy at the moment, for lack of a different word. So, we have a viewer just tune in, and yeah, basically, the conversation is based on the title. Although you're welcome to suggest another topic or even a song you'd like to hear. I'm musical. If for those that don't know that, when I say, is there a song you'd like to request? Like, what do you mean? Like to suggest for putting in your music player, or what do you mean? No, I mean performing it. I don't even use a music player. I don't very much. I just don't. Was that the gate, maybe? I'm not sure. Gates of rubber? Just kidding. Oh, oh, golly, Miss Molly. It was most of the money he gave me, and then I got a cheap thing. Cheapest option I could get. And I'm stretching it for 2 days, although it's kind of 100, kind of wanting it now. It's not much bigger than TMI? I don't even know if you heard it. TMI or just enough? TMI or TMU? I go with a little bit of TMU. So on Facebook, sure, but I otherwise don't have a lot of a very close family. I mostly have acquaintances these days. I'm waiting to hear back from some people. I do have Glenn when he's around, but I don't have a lot of. I feel fairly isolated. So, um, um, I sometimes call mental health lines. Sometimes I'm stressed or stuck about something, which can kind of blur into kind of. Sometimes just want to talk. So this is a crisis line, but it's loosely defined because in our city, aside from the one about the S word, although let's ask about that, one for teens, one for um, farmers, I believe. I don't quite get that one, but I think I've heard of it. And one that only has one person working it at one point in time, at one time, and sometimes iffy options. So this is it narrows it down to this, and if it had really been racist, like I guess it's true. Come to think of it, and I've never really thought of this before because I'm usually so in my own head or distracted or both. But I am kind of taking the cue from somebody else. But they do have multiple people working on this one, so yes and no. But that being said, mornings are sometimes easier to reach, but I think this is the second time since then that I've been waiting about 25-30 minutes. And if it truly had been a crisis, or if it truly had been what they like to ask people, like, not good. Not acceptable. You know what I mean? So. Spinny. They're probably barking some of the teens going by and they probably be goofy. Yeah, that bread is rather dry for just having it plain. Yeah, I guess when he comes, he'll see the dog back there. The dog might make noise, bark, in other words. So I don't really tell him he's in the outback. Hello? Hi, who's speaking? Okay, sorry. interesting, actually. I don't think it was the guy earlier. He sounded a little bit older, that guy. But all I heard was, "Oh, okay." I was saying, "Don't really tell me that." But it's like, and I was starting to run water, and he says, "I said, who's speaking?" He didn't give his name. He just said where the place was. So I mumbled, but I don't know if you heard. Oh, I'm sorry, dialed wrong. But I mean, after waiting 25 minutes, unless you were calling another thing where you had to be put on hold right away like that, you'd notice, right? It's true. Shorter one or the other one. But yeah, you know what? We all got to be here for each other. That's the thing, as far as I'm concerned. So, so be here for me, and I'll be here for you, and we'll be here for each other, together, forever. Okay. Oh, I guess that thing pulled out. Yeah, to support each other in that, you know. And entertain each other, perhaps. Like a while ago, I got a couple weird commenters on the video. I didn't know if they were trying to be amusing or real. I really don't. I do prefer real. And if it happens to be amusing, then it does. But nobody's watching, so whatever. I am starving. I was really going to try and make that sandwich last. I don't know if I can. I know there are people far more starving than I am, but you know, I feel bad for them, but I can't help them. I've got access to the food. I'm used to eating. I'm not that gluttonous. Well, no offense to anybody, but I'm just saying I'm not. What am I saying? They're about to do something. Okay. Barking all the while, eh? I'm going to get that pen. What's it taste? I didn't notice it the first time. I don't know what the fine is, but I just the salami, actually. I don't eat salami all that often, so I couldn't tell you. Salami, a salami. There's a few other words like that, eh? That's what these Indians are, you know. I know I'm putting it on YouTube and the internet, but I hope these don't get shared and I said Vietnam to talk about. But if I don't know, I don't know. But you want to talk about me? And most of you can do it right here. I'm pretty cool, fun, laid back, diverse, and I hope that comes across. And yeah. Oh, I am actually also pretty tired. But at this time of day, I'm not going to go having no coffee. I ain't going to have no coffee. Sorry, I don't mean to sound like I'm mocking anybody, but it's just the way it kind of came out of my mouth. It's like, and you ain't going to make me. No, I usually have it in the morning and then after a nap, which is like an early evening nap. I'm supposed to get home, so. So yeah, there you have it now. That makes me think they have anything planned for Valentine's Day. Just, I guess I got this flyer more recently than I thought. Either that or they started, not a lot of it, but there's a couple of things here that you could think are Valentine's Day-y. And, yeah. I really am tired. Like there's not a lot of writing in here, and it really is kind of mostly the one side at the moment I want to look at, and it'd be easy enough to process and cross out some of the things that were kind of about what I did this morning, and really just kind of reminders that I don't need anymore. But yeah, but that being said, I could totally process some comments, you know, because that's more engaging and I'm more curious, I guess, in a way. I kind of know what that is and know I can deal with that later. I will let our dog in soon. But yeah. Oh, I pulled the thingy again. I can only do this until this has to be charged, but then I want to use it, but I can do other stuff again. And he did do something, so. I never did that. I'm going to be home soon and I don't really feel like it. But yeah, you can tell how windy it is. You can just see the wind blowing. Wind blowing. I saw an interesting window. It was like almost touching the ground in a picture earlier. It said somebody said, don't mind. There was a picture of some stuff in a room and they said, don't judge me for the Tabasco, haha. And I'm thinking, Tabasco? Isn't that a sauce? Like, you're showing me, kind of a picture of a section of your bedroom. And does it mean something else? Because why are you saying Tabasco? I didn't say this. I noticed on the night table or whatever as I zoomed in. Yeah, sure enough, there was some Tabasco. Yeah, I don't know. Some people fall asleep with some interesting items. I don't know how to.
Seeking out that kind of support, taking small breaks. But what about the vacation?
Vacation is absolutely essential, and I know that sometimes.
I told him that I thought he got in trouble for trying to take 6 days. I can't remember what the reason was recently, and then he's all like, "Oh no." But I was just kind of listening to what's on the radio too. But it sounds like they're talking about like the importance of taking vacation. Well, that's if you can, but I guess it's also how you define vacation. But so there's the topic, the subject, the title, tomato. If anything comes to mind, like I keep thinking, not super disturbing or articulated, but interesting, funny, silly, stupid, inventions. And I'm sorry if the person that was at the top has been here more than once, because it seems like as soon as they say that, they go. Or is it not a great topic? I think it is. These videos have been getting a bit long. You know what? It's pretty easy for it to happen. Like, I mean, sometimes I'm getting a bit distracted, but it really is actually fairly easy for them to kind of just, wow, an hour's went by. Oh, almost 2. Never been over 2, but overture. But, I still see you. I see what you're doing. Just kidding. Oh my god. But I think that other podcast, and I didn't slow down much. I did some laundry since then. Our computer upstairs doing something funny. I don't know. I'm tired. But I think he's hearing Glenn putting his bike in the garage. He might want to stop in briefly, but I don't think he's going to have much time. I'm going to have to plug in the device soon, too. I think he's got to be there at 3:30. Probably doesn't need to be there a lot early, but probably. I think he said he was getting off of work at 2 or 3. I don't think I had it on speaker at the beginning of the call. Not the person, nobody's watching it though. But ooh, that tree really is blowing on the other side of the door there in the wall. If it's 3, he's definitely not going to be here very long. If it's 3:30, only a little longer. Yeah, and it's interesting. I didn't watch fully back, but one of the videos I did with the karaoke, YouTube doesn't seem to like karaoke covers, even if you do them well. It's a copyright issue. I mean, certain videos say it, karaoke videos, some don't. But Facebook seems to be okay, but the app signed us out ages ago. So I guess I do it with the browser, but I don't know, it's kind of weird, and then it only wins. It was a shared device at one point, and when I started to type mine, it knew mine, but then it didn't suggest the pass. I don't know, it's just weird. And then my other device is too old and doesn't record audio. It plays it fine, but so what was I saying? I don't know. Even though I do play instruments, sometimes I just don't feel like doing so. So then it's kind of like, I'd rather do karaoke, or I'd like to have the actual backing track, whether I'm super familiar with it or curious about it. But then, yeah, like I say, back in the day though, not even super long ago, like during the pandemic a little bit actually, um, we used to, and it was fine. So I guess it's just YouTube doesn't like it. I don't know if somebody's telling them or if just something's picking up on it. But I mean, that was being good right now, but I don't know. It feels a little quiet without it on, especially since I don't really want to talk constantly. I don't want to tire myself out, and I don't really know what else to say until we get viewers. I was thinking I'm going to say my little preamble or my little intro. Like I say, the title does. The title says it. So that can initiate conversation, so if you'd like it to. Sometimes I wonder, too, if maybe people tune in. Although, a friend from India that's been watching a couple of times, then again, I'm attentive to it, I notice it, and I'm very verbal, so I do happen to mention it. And the other thing is about Wiggles Zero, I mean, that may not have meant that he was seeing it. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else sees it, how many views it's got. And actually, one of the ones I did today, it seemed like there was him and two other people, because it was certainly flashing at the top here and there, but it said that 3 people viewed. So unless the count was off, it may have been the same 3 people. And 2 of them liked, so not bad. But I don't know if it shows to other people, and if it does, or if it doesn't rather, they might not know that that there's hardly anybody watching. It's still, I mean, like, really, it also seems like scrolling past by sometimes. And actually, there's a very interesting video on YouTube. I've watched it once. It showed it to me again today, but I didn't watch it again yet. I'm enticed. I do and don't think think I kind of agreed with most of it, but it's about how to make your life so great that you don't scroll. I almost want to say, but I do and don't see tagging ever working on here, whether it's a name or whatever. But maybe I'll tell him I mentioned this channel on here, so his video. So if it gets a bunch of spikes, I mean it is YouTube, but that could be why. But yeah, like I said, I haven't seen it in a while. Well, a few months and only once so far, but certainly curious about it. So, and then I'm curious how many people watch me in translation. Like that guy from India, I don't know if he's. I would think it would be hard, like Asian background fonts. I would think it would be hard to read that. But I mean, I guess you get good at it if you know it. If knowing it helps. But not only some of it so detailed that it must some of the letters must take like 5 or 10 minutes just to form, just to write by hand anyway. Interesting to see keyboards of such, and I think I have once or twice like brightly colored ones I seem to recall, but also yeah, like closed captioning. The other day, this one person I started following has a commenter who gave him $50, and why wasn't there a viewer then who would have been inspired, here, and she was Turkish. I have to admit, with that one, I didn't watch long. I worked on a comment, I think, and I sent it to her, and I was browsing some of the comments. I thought I was. Maybe, no, there was only 3 or 4, I think. It hadn't been posted super long, I think. Anyway, I was able, I almost couldn't figure it out, but I was able to translate it to English. Yeah, I think I did comment it, though. Or at least I commented her comment on the other person. And yeah, basically it's kind of like, but again, I was seeing it in English, so it didn't look weird. I do sometimes find, like my grandpa used to put the captioning on quite a bit, actually, when watching sports or news or whatever. Those were the main things. And I often wondered, especially at his age, how he could keep up with it. And also, it's not always accurate sometimes, too, and I don't know if that might just be regardless of what you use to do it, or what the built-in features or whatever, or what the language. I don't know. It's just sometimes it doesn't. Therefore, it's sometimes funny, but yeah. But But I guess I'm just thinking, if it was my friend from India or a person from Turkey or whatever, what I'm saying would look like in a different language. In fact, I know we're a little over an hour into this and there's nobody currently watching, and I mean, I think that translation options, I mean, on Facebook, unfortunately, they don't have it in anything but posts, and usually it works. I don't actually see it all that often, but I do see it. But it's kind of like, but if your device is not set to its main language being something other than English, well, mine is, and I see the option sometimes, I guess. Basically, what I'm saying is if anybody, I guess, is watching this after, because there's not anybody at the moment, but there was a moment ago, if anybody's watching this and they are able to, I don't know, this is everybody, and please be kosher with what you do as research, and please respect people with the privacy and this and that. But I'm kind of curious to see, or maybe when I play this back, I can. But I think it'll probably show French. Although honestly, like, 'cause especially that's like, well, it's a very cultural place here, but that's like a secondary language here. Um, Good boy, Sonny. I'll be back here. But yeah, I think that I know it shows Spanish and English, and it should show French. But it doesn't show a whole long list, or at least on my device, or at least from what I recall. But yeah, I'm kind of curious if somebody could, like, even me saying this, not that anybody's watching at the moment, um, if you're able to, and yeah, to take what I'm saying on the screen, translate it to a different language, and then send me a screenshot of that. I'm especially curious about, like, Asian, when the viewer goes, Asian Arabic type countries, um, or Middle Eastern countries. Um, uh, Russian or European can have some interesting ones, I think. And then some, honestly, are actually, I think, the same as English, but they're just the way the words are formed and spoken. But I don't know, could be interesting. I've never really thought of that before. I bet you a lot of us haven't. But and there's not really anybody watching at the moment, so that will continue. Just kidding. But yeah. Well, I mean, I can only try to be as engaging as I can be. If the right people aren't seeing this, then you know, gotta like. Maybe afterwards it'll get some activity. The poster of the video deserves to see it, and deserves the respect, right? And that's me. So let me see your reactions and your lovely comments, and yeah. But again, nobody's watching at the moment, as I say it. But I mean, that should be obvious. Should be, but doesn't mean it is to some people. It just some people don't care. But again, this channel is all about respect and kindness, and if you ain't got it, scaramouche, move along. Move along, move along. Da, 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 da. Well, I do have to plug in the device soon. I almost want to, similar to, but not similar to that, what I was just talking about, or like, funny, that's another topic. That could be its own video, but I'll start it off here as the viewer goes. Just about to introduce a new topic. Misheard lyrics. Now, sometimes I think when people say them, they're making them up. But, lyrics that you honestly misheard, and later found out that's not what they are. And nobody's viewing at the moment, but if there are people with kids watching, at this point in time as it becomes now long, I would say cover their ears, send them in a different room, or yeah. And I know this because I thought of it earlier too. But I'm trying to decide whether I should have my hat on for a video call. It's just a quick tester call. Yeah, yeah. And basically, when I said it to myself, I said, if I should have my hat on, but I couldn't help but hear kind of hard on. And the latter, in some instances it might do me good, but in this, it would be not advisable. um, but yeah. On that note, you know, there's not even one person commenting, making it worthwhile at the moment. We'll see about after it's posted, but it's kind of like, and I'm tired. I'm tired, and he's gonna come home and say, "Oh, how's the video doing?" One like, yip de doo. Although I appreciate it, So yeah, let's wrap it on up. Wrap it on up to the big leagues. And that's the other thing. He said the other day. He said, "Oh, it's not for a time, but like in the day of the internet, you almost can't use that phrase because, like, well, not only that, but if people are associate with enough other people, or diverse age groups or people, it's not." But yeah, with the internet, you can see all kinds of vintage and all kinds of things in general. So, in case you didn't know that, oh, this seat is really kind of okay, and that's that.
Everybody comes and they just love them and they